Welcome. The purpose of this video is to teach and guide technology enthusiasts through the installation and setup of an Ubuntu Linux virtual machine using VirtualBox, while also introducing them to basic scripting. By following these steps, users will be able to create a virtualized Ubuntu Linux environment on their computer, providing a platform for development, testing, and exploration of Ubuntu operating system without affecting the primary system. By the end of the video, we hope you feel confident and ready to explore and use your new virtual environment. Before going into the installation process, let's cover some terms that will be used throughout this video. Here are some safety procedures you should follow before starting. Save all important files on at least 2 separate drives. Redundancy helps prevent data loss in case of hardware failure. While downloading, only download files from secure websites using HTTPS to avoid potential risks from insecure sources. When executing commands with elevated privileges sudo, carefully review them to avoid unintended consequences. Misuse of powerful commands can lead to system instability or data loss. Before proceeding with installations, verify the integrity of downloaded files by comparing their checksums or using digital signatures. This ensures that the files haven't been tampered or corrupted. Make sure your computer has enough resources to give to the virtual machine. Before going into the installation process, it is imperative that you have these tools: a desktop computer or laptop operating on Windows 10 or 11, reliable internet connection, VirtualBox, Ubuntu ISO file. Also, make sure your computer meets the following minimum requirements for VirtualBox. Now let's get started with the installation. Download VirtualBox from their website. The link will be provided in the description below. Select Windows host. After the download, run the installer and keep the default options. Click Next, Next, and Yes, Yes, and Install. Once it finishes, click Finish. Now let's move on to the next step, to download the Ubuntu ISO file. Go to the Ubuntu website. The link will also be available in the description. For this, we will be using the latest Ubuntu LTS version, which is version 22.04.3. After the ISO file is downloaded, now it's time to set up the virtual machine. Open VirtualBox, which we installed earlier, and click New. Name the virtual machine. In this case, we are naming it Tutorial. Open the drop-down menu and click on Other. Then, select the ISO file we just downloaded. Click Next. Set the username and password of your choice. Additional options do not need changing. And then click Next. Now we need to allocate CPU cores and RAM. For this step, you can allocate up to half of the host system's resources. So do your research on your processor and find out how many cores does it have. But at least 2 cores and 4 GB of RAM is recommended. For our virtual machine, we will use 4,096 megabytes of RAM and 4 cores. Then click Next. Next, we need to create a virtual hard disk for our virtual machine storage. For this tutorial, we will use 25 gigabytes. Keep in mind that this is the recommended storage for a virtual machine. Finally, review the options and make sure it looks like this, and then click Finish. The virtual machine is going to start automatically. After it powers up, select Try or Install Ubuntu and the installation process will begin. VirtualBox will automatically install Ubuntu. Completion is indicated by the appearance of the login screen. Log in with the password set earlier, navigate through the welcome pop-up, and customize your preferred options. Now we will begin with our scripting section. Open the terminal. To open it, press the Windows key on your keyboard and type terminal. Before writing the script, you need to add yourself to the administrators list. To do this, type SU in the terminal to switch the user to root. Press enter and put in your password. Next, you need to add yourself to the sudo group. To add yourself to the sudo group, type the following command. Now we need to open the sudoers file. Do this by typing Then add yourself to the sudoers list by typing the command shown on the screen under root. Finally, save the document and exit by pressing Ctrl X, then type Y and press enter twice. Then log out of the root by typing exit. Now that you have administrator rights, let's create and run the script. Open the text file with nano by typing this command. And then write the following script. The script will update your machine and print "This is my first script" at the end. After, save the document and exit by pressing Ctrl X, then type Y and press enter twice. Now let's make the script executable so we are now able to run it. Type and run this command. Confirm the file is executable by typing. Your file name should look green. Now your script is ready to run. Run it by typing and enter your password. At the end of the script, it should display, "This is my first script." Congratulations! You have successfully set up your first Ubuntu virtual machine and created your first script. If you run into any problems, follow these troubleshooting steps. If you come across an installation error on VirtualBox, be sure that you have a correct installation for your operating system. If your computer is running slow once running the VirtualBox, close the application, go to settings, and reconfigure the VM to consume less resources. If your VM is not running the downloaded OS properly, make sure that the downloaded file that you have containing the OS has been decompressed. If a command is not running, verify that you've entered it with the correct letter case, as Unix-like systems are case sensitive. If you run into any network issues, make sure that your firewall isn't blocking access. In order to keep your virtual machine at its peak performance, follow these maintenance steps. Update VirtualBox and Ubuntu regularly to ensure you have the latest features, security patches, and bug fixes. Use the script you created to update Ubuntu. Periodically back your virtual machine to prevent data loss in case of system failures. Keep an eye on the disk space usage on both the host system and the virtual machine. Remove unnecessary files and applications to free up space. Adjust VirtualBox settings based on your usage patterns. Review security settings frequently on both the host and virtual machine. Confirm that the security protocols are up to date.